Welcome to Fragmenting Wisdom. My name is Vaibhav and I'm working as a Principal Consultant and Technical Director for QB's Consulting India Private Limited. I'm also a practitioner trainer for Lean Six Sigma and various standards on business management system. In this video, we are going to understand the concept of process approach, one of the most misinterpreted and misunderstood concept in the industry. But before I explain you about the process approach, I would like to say thank you so much to those who have liked and commented on my video. I also would like to say thank you to those who have subscribed to my YouTube channel. Those who have not subscribed, I request them to please subscribe and press the bell icon so that you will get the notifications about new video uploads. So let us now learn the topic called process approach. While delivering training and providing consulting services in various organizations, it is observation of our consultant that most of the organizations are following department approach and they are not following the process approach. When we ask them, are you following the process approach? They simply reply, yes, we are following the process approach. Then our consultants ask them the next question. What are the processes in your organization? And their response is like this. They say, we have processes like production, quality, management or top management, management representative, R&D, etc. Are these processes or these are departments? Yes, these are departments. We ask them to make necessary changes in your documentation so that the processes which they have, they will exactly look like as per the expectation of process approach. But we find them confused, and because of that they are not interested in changing their processes to the expected level. Considering this as an issue, I have decided to initiate a series of episodes on process approach concept. Through this series, you will be able to learn what exactly is the process approach, how it is linked with the process requirements and the PDCA cycle. I would like to throw some light on how the processes will look like if you change your current process. We are also going to discuss on what is the difference between process, procedure and work instruction. So I am going to answer all these questions through this video and upcoming videos for the episodes on process approach. So I would again like to say, please watch this video completely in order to understand the concept of process approach and upcoming videos too. In the beginning, let us learn about the history of process approach. The process approach was first introduced by TQM, Total Quality Management, and not by ISO. In late 1980s and early 1990s, the process approach concept was explained by TQM. It was their requirement. Later on, in late 1990s, ISO 9000 family of standards, they also required process approach. They started promoting process approach as their requirement. Process approach is also requirement of Six Sigma. SIPOC is the concept we use as a process approach in Six Sigma for defining a problem. To learn the concept of process approach, it is necessary to understand the meaning of process, the definition of process. Process is conversion of inputs into outputs. Rather, we can say that it is a series of activities which converts input into outputs. These outputs are required to be desired output. To convert input into desired output, we need certain things, like we need certain ways or procedure. We also need some kind of work instruction. We need some resources. So if we have ways or procedures, work instructions and resources, then we can able to convert input into desired output easily. In order to follow process approach, we must make list of processes in our organization. Before we make list of processes, we should understand the classification of processes. There are three types of processes which exist in our organization. They stands for COP, MOP and SOP. COP stands for customer oriented process, MOP stands for management oriented process and SOP stands for support oriented process. In customer oriented process COP, all the inputs which we receive from customer and outputs which we deliver to customer. So inputs we get from customer and outputs we deliver to customer. For an example, a request for quotation RFQ is a process in which we receive inputs from customer and we deliver output to customer. New product development is a process in which we receive inputs from customer and give output to customer, and that is why we call them as customer oriented process. Customer oriented processes are critical processes in organization, and auditors also would like to spend most of their time during the audit cycle on customer oriented process, considering their criticality. The second level of process are called as management oriented process, where the management is interested in. We can call it as management review is one of the process in which management is having more interest, and that is why we call it as management oriented process. There could be some other examples of management oriented process as well. These support oriented processes like control of documents, control of records, etc., they are support oriented process. In management oriented process, internal audit is also one of the best example. So what we need to do is we need to make a list of processes and classify them into three categories. Let us now understand how to identify processes in your organization. To do this, you can go function wise or department wise. In maintenance function, we can identify several processes such as preventive maintenance, predictive maintenance, breakdown maintenance, spares management, sometimes TPM, etc. In stores as a function, you can identify several processes such as inventory management, material delivery on shop floor. In MR as a function, you can identify several processes such as internal audits. You can also identify processes such as control of documents, control of records. So like this, function wise, if you go in each function, you can identify several processes. For each process, a process owner has to be defined. Many times I get a question that can we have a multiple process owner for a single process? Like in maintenance, we have electrical maintenance separate and mechanical maintenance separate. So can we have two process owners for one single process? But as per the requirements of standards, you should not have more than one process owner for single process. There can be multiple followers of the process, but process owner is required to be one single person for one single process. This has to be followed. Now we have to define these processes into format specified by your organization. This format must have these contents. Number one, it should have purpose. The purpose will explain us the requirement or need or necessity of the process. The second section in this is scope of the process. Scope will explain us the boundary and the applicability of the process. The third one, which we already discussed, is process owner. After process owner, you can have process interaction. For example, in process interaction, if we are writing the inventory management process, the inventory management process interacts with a procurement process. So we need to write down that. After that, you can start defining a flow chart. Post flow chart, you can write down notes. These notes can be ways or procedure, the way you need to carry out a specific activity. You can also give reference of work instructions here. After that, you can write down performance indicators for the process. These performance indicators are of two types. Number one, we can call it as effectiveness, and the second one is efficiency. So effectiveness and efficiency are two parameters through which you can monitor and measure the process. We can say it is qualitative and it is quantitative. After that, whatever are the records getting generated, you can provide list of records. In list of records, you can write down the retention period, the location where these records are stored, and who is having ownership of these records. Post that, serial number 9, you can write down references while writing down this process. What I mean to say here is, for an example, you have specific customer specific requirement, so you can write down customer specific requirement reference here. So specific requirement of each customer can be captured in the process. And after that, what last thing you can have in the process is approval. So who is approving authority? Need to mention the name of the person or designation of the person in this section. So if you follow these 10 things in your process, we can call it as you are following the process approach. I request you to look into your current processes for these 10 contents. If you don't have these 10 contents, please address them and make an appropriate process. In my next episode, I am going to explain you the relationship of PDCA or Deming cycle with process approach. We'll try to learn it in the next episode, and this week onward, all the episodes will be uploaded on each Friday around 6 p.m. If you like this video, if I am able to add value in your knowledge base, I request you to please like and provide your valuable comment. I also request you to subscribe and press bell icon for getting notifications about new upload. Thank you so much once again for watching Fragmenting Wisdom. Keep watching and coming up with the next video on PDCA relationship with process approach. Thank you so much.